The one major thing we got to do is take the front of the drive shaft loose. There's 4 bolts up that hold this drive shaft to the front axle. When you take the 4 screws or bolts loose, remove them. Okay, you can see that I was able to get that bolt at about 2 o'clock out of there with my 1/2-inch drive straight in without a universal and like a 6-inch leverage on the ratchet. I was able to break that loose. So they put those on with a impact wrench, and you just are not going to do it with a 3/8 drive. So what I'm going to have to do to get that angle, I'm going to show you what I ended up doing. I need to put the transfer case into neutral, and then I can move the front wheel to allow me to move the drive shaft so that I can line the hole up a little bit more to that angle for the next bolts. And each of the 4 bolts, I can move them to this level and be able to take them out. I don't think without an impact wrench I'm going to be able to do this, so I'm going to try it this way. So I got that one out, and now I'm going to rotate the front axle till the next bolt lines up. With the, if you can see, there's the first bolt that I've removed. Now I'm going to reach over, and I have the transfer case in neutral. So now I'm going to move the wheel. I can reach it with my hand here because I got it jacked up off the ground. Now you're going to see the shaft move to the next bolt, and I'm going to put it in that same position so that I can get a good angle and pressure to do it. So watch this. Let's see. There I go. And now I'm going to put this next bolt in position. Right there. Okay, if you look carefully, you can see the 2 bolts removed on the bottom. That's the position that you're going to have to put the shaft in. You can get 2 at a time that way. Okay, there you go. This is hard to hold. Now you can see that 1 bolt I'm missing there, and I'm going to rotate. I have it in neutral right now, and I'm going to try to hold this as easy as I can, and I'm moving that top bolt. There, it's moving, and I'm going to move it down. That'll be good. That's good. If you can see it, I've got it located down at the bottom, and I can get my ratchet on it. Okay, now I've got to put it back in regular drive out of neutral to lock the shaft. Okay, back to inside. Now this is what you're dealing with. I've got the drive shaft disconnected, and you see it will go to a certain degree. What we got to do is take these bolts loose and remove them so that the drive shaft will be able to fall free, and we have to remove this cross member. You're going to need a jack under here to control this. You want to be able to lower this far enough to get enough clearance to get your shaft out. You don't have to completely remove it. So, but in order to do that, you need to control this. The weight of your transfer case and all of that is resting on this support beam. So we're going to see how this works out. I may put my support jack underneath here also to at some point to secure the transfer case up. I have a jack stand that will fit right under here and hold that in place when I need to. Now, I adjusted my jack so that I can maneuver this jack stand underneath there, and now I'll adjust this down because later I'm going to have to lower it a ways, and the jack is going to hold this stable because it won't be supported by this members. We're going to take a 8mm socket, and let's see, I just happen to have one here, and that fits right on there. And I probably don't need any kind of extension, and I'm going to stick my little ratchet on there and get it to where it's removing. Okay, it's going to move a little bit. Look how long that baby is. Okay, now we got to go to the next one. Okay, here we go. And I'm not going to let you have to see the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to turn you off. Okay, we're taking the cross member bolts out. Now these are the transmission rear mount bolts. This one comes from over here, and this one right here is coming out. And they're different size bolts. These are short, so I'm going to put those in the center, you see, that are longer. Let me pull one out right here. This is not really that heavy. I was thinking it might be heavy, so you might not need as much work as with support as you think. So let's see. It feels pretty light because it's hollow. Okay, these are long in this place right here, so you won't be able to get the short ones in. They got to go up to this point. So okay, that's even longer. These are even longer on the end. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one down and see how much room I can get. The main thing is to have the back supported with the jack right here, or jack stand. Okay, with room. Ah, yeah. See, all I got to do is loosen another couple of bolts, and right here, you see, I got to be able to get that shaft, which is only a couple of inches to go through there. So that's what we're looking at, and I've almost got the bolts off, and I marked where the drive shaft is so that I can put everything back the way it is. And there's these little brackets that go onto the rear drive shaft, and I marked them 1 and 2 marks and no mark. Now you're going to see that I'm able to have just 2 bolts at the other end, just holding the other end, and then I just kind of lower this down. I've got enough room to go through there. This is not heavy, so it's not a big deal that you need to go out and get a jack or anything like that. I have it under here, and I'm using it to hold things I don't want to bend, let this go all the way down and bend the end of it. So that's the way I'm doing it. So now I've got enough room to move that last 2 bolts, and now that drive shaft can come out and slide right over this way. Let's see if I can just pull it right on out and down, and it comes out. Yahoo! Perfect. Guys, this is the first thing you need to do with this kind of project. I didn't know. No one has a video out there telling everybody exactly what you got to do, when you got to do it. But you need to take this member down, and it's not heavy and it's not a big thing, but safety. You need to support the back of this thing with something, because when you drop this down, you're losing your mount up there, okay? And so there's nothing to hold the weight, so be prepared for that.